$20, 1 week of food, one person at one store. Let's go. Well, hey everyone, it's Kelly. I'm the Frugal Fun Mum here in Adelaide, Australia. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video and joining us here on the channel where we have lots of frugal and crazy fun. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you along for our frugal fun adventures. Today we're doing a challenge. It's $20 at one store to get enough food for one person for 1 week. I was in store and I was seeing a whole lot of markdown things, and I started thinking, I wonder if there'd be enough here to make a week's worth of meals. Very basic, very boring, but still, when you don't have a lot of money, you look for the bare minimum. Of course, it's gonna be quick and easy, so let's check out what I bought. Okay, so here is the haul that we have for our $20. I actually went a little bit over. $20.28. Hope you can see that. I'm trying to blame inflation because why not? However, I got a lot of things as marked down. I missed by 1 day. They had eggs cheaper than what I got and carrots as well. So if it was the day before, I would have been in sweet, but it is what it is, and I know that you just can't pick and choose when you have low money and you want to go and food shop. So I've just grabbed what I did. Not gonna lie, it did take me about half an hour because although I do go in there looking for markdown specials, I'm not familiar with the stores and the aisles, so I had to go up and down a fair bit having a look. There were quite a lot of holes as well with where we are right now, so there were no oats, very limited flour and sugar, so I am going to use a little bit from my stockpile here. They're the rules that I'm playing with. Otherwise, yeah, I just wanted to show people sort of what I have gonna have some fun with this week. So the first thing for breakfast, we have some Vita Brits. I've never had these before. I'm normally a Wheat Bix girl, so I'm willing to give these a go. Of course, these are going to be breakfast, but they can also be for a snack if I need them, if I'm hungry. Got a bag of carrots. These were $1.49 or $1.50. They're normally about $1 when I see them, so I was a little bit like, ugh, that they're $1.50, but still I grabbed them, and they're going to be great for snacks or for side dishes. We got this kilo bag of apples. This took me ages to work out if I was going to get these or the loose ones. So the loose ones were actually $3.50 a kilo. And then these ones here were $2.79 for this bag. However, there's 11 apples in here. I don't know if I'll use all 11. In saying that, I probably will. But yeah, it was like, oh, but maybe I should just get 5 or 6. So this is where the struggle is real. I got some potatoes for 99 cents. It's 400 grams. Now, per kilo, I realize this makes it to be $2 a kilo, and that is my absolute limit for the price I will pay per kilo of potatoes. However, in the store, the minimum price for potatoes was $3.50 for a kilo. So even buying half a kilo, it works out to be $1.75, which is more expensive than this. So I grabbed this, and we'll see how we go. I got 2 chicken drumsticks, and they've got honey soy on them. There were some plain drumsticks there, but other people that I've seen who've done extreme food challenges say that they really need a flavour with that drumstick. So I was happy to pay a little bit more and get these. I had to go to the deli section so I could just buy 2 because they sell them in 1 kilo packs, and I wasn't willing to spend $5 to get a whole lot because I would have been short elsewhere. I know protein is important for a week and it would have been a really great price, but I thought let's just get 2 and we'll see how we go. I got a zucchini because I'm going to try and make like a quiche. I got a packet of noodles for 50 cents because the weight of these was cheaper than buying a bag of pasta, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to use these in some of the dishes. I may or may not use the beef flavour. I'm not really keen on it, but again, we'll see how we go. I got a dozen eggs, and again, I was 1 day late for them being on special. But either way, I'm pretty happy. They are on the smaller side though. They're only 500 grams, so we're going to see how we go. I'm going to use at least 6 for the quiche that I want to do, and then might use a couple for lunch. And yeah, we'll see. We'll cross our fingers. I was very blessed and fortunate as well to get this rock melon for 99 cents. I'm actually going to cut it up because I think that they've had to chop a few bits up. So I'll chop it up so we can go in a container and last for a couple of extra days. I got this thickened cream because it was 50 cents. So I'll use some of this in the quiche. I was also thinking of doing like a chicken, or get 1 drumstick and pull some of the chicken off, or a ham, which I'll show in a second, like a carbonara type sauce. We're going to experiment and see how we go. Failing that, I can also use the cream for some dessert. I got this chocolate cake pack, so it was 80 cents. It takes some eggs. It needs a little bit of butter, so I am going to just use a little teaspoon of it to make that. I got this honey ham because it was $2.99, and there's a whole lot there, so I'll be able to chop that up. I probably could have just bought a couple of grams at the deli because the per kilo was $6.99, and I thought I actually would probably only use about 200 grams, but when I kind of weighed it all out, I thought it's good to have extra. Who knows, I might use it somewhere. And then rounding out, I have this milk because it was only $1.30. Yeah, it wasn't for the brand or anything. It was just because it was the cheapest for the weight that was there. There was a 1 litre there for $1, but I thought I'll pay an extra 30 cents and get the 2 litres because I probably will need it having the Vitabrits for breakfast. Although I usually make mine with some hot water and add milk, so that I'm saving milk. But then I might be able to have this as snacks throughout the week. So there is everything we have for the week. Let's get cooking. Feel free to pause to have a look, but this is our menu. Breakfast is the same every day. Lunch was a combination between the quiche and a potato and egg salad. For dinner we had some chicken and veg as well as some pasta carbonara, and we mixed and matched it around depending on how busy I was. And snacks were rock melon, apples, and we made some chocolate cupcakes. So let's get to cooking. 2 Vitabrits for breakfast with a cup of milk. I was measuring it per half cup to see if I could skimp a little bit, but no, I needed the whole cup. If I used some hot water, then I could have got away with using less milk, but I really wanted more of the milk to help fill me up as well. Moving on to morning tea, I've just got this rock melon. It weighed about 400 grams by the time I chopped it all up. So that was morning tea, as well as having apples. I mixed and matched between the two depending if I was home or not. And then moving on to our first dinner, which is chicken and veg. So took me a bit to get this out of the bag, and I've just roasted those chicken pieces in the oven, and they took about 20 minutes. They were quite a lot bigger than what I expected as well. So it's good because it meant I could get a lot more meat out of it and stretch it for some other food as well. So I'm just cooking 2 of those potatoes and then 2 carrots. I'm going to boil them on the stove and then put them all together. This meal actually was a lot bigger than I expected, as I said, so I got full pretty quick, so I had a little bit of leftover chicken, which I will use later on. Next we have the crustless quiche that I make. I just didn't put any flour into it this time to set. So I grated up a zucchini and added in 2 carrots as well as chopped up some ham. Put in there a cup of cream, a cup of milk, mixed it all together and baked it in the oven for about 40 minutes. It cuts up to 6 servings and I had this mostly for lunch, but you can chop and change it with some of the dinner meals as well. Next is our potato salad with egg and chicken that we had left over. So I've chopped up 2 potatoes, I've got 2 eggs and just boiled them together. Then I chopped everything up and mixed it through with a dollop of cream. I was expecting it to taste a little bit sweeter than what it did, but I'm glad that the savoury kind of cut through the cream, so it was delicious. It actually made 2 servings. It was very filling, so I still have some ingredients left if I want to make any more down the track. Next we have a poor man's carbonara, and again I'm making this up on the fly because I don't have some of the traditional ingredients they would have. So I grabbed 2 packets of 2-minute noodles and I've boiled them as you would expect. Then I cut up some ham, I threw that in just for the last couple of minutes to warm the ham up, and then I put in an egg just to help with that silkiness of the pasta, and then dropped in a lump of cream as well and mixed it all together. Again, a super filling meal. This made 2 servings. I probably should have just made 1 at a time, but for time wise I made 2 at a time. And yeah, I've got more ingredients left if I want to make more as well. Chocolate cupcake time, and I'm using pureed apples instead of any eggs or oil. So I chopped up about 5 and then just boiled them in a pot and hoped that was about a cup worth. That's what the internet tells me anyway. And then I just attempted to mash them all up and then realized that was just not working. So grabbed out my hand blender and that mixed it really well with a little bit of extra water. So that helped make the puree. Then I stuck that in the fridge for about half an hour because I needed to cool it down. And then I just threw it in the bowl with some milk and the cake mix. Disclaimer, you will see me grabbing another container of milk in a minute because I grabbed the wrong one, but I did still have milk left over at the end of the week. I wasn't paying any attention, so yeah. And then these were really well. They're not as chocolatey as probably what they would be if you had egg and oil in them, but they were very moist, and they certainly hit that cake spot when you're really needing it. Of course I had one fresh out of the oven, hence why I put some cheeky cream there, but the rest just cooled down and I had them for a mix of morning and afternoon tea. Well, there you go guys, that is a week's worth of food for $20.28. I know it wasn't a great variety of stuff, and of course there were some markdowns in there because that's me. I'm a markdown mum. I'm going to do what I can to survive, to get what I need. So that was part of my challenge as well, to do it as quickly and as cheaply as possible and just have a little bit of fun. You do get a little bit bored eating the same meals over and over again, but again, it is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers, and you need to just go with the food that you have. I personally don't eat a lot. I enjoy really small meals, so these meals for me were really filling, so that helps as well. And I wasn't always home for breakfast. Sometimes I wouldn't eat breakfast till like 11 once I got home from doing morning appointments and things like that. So sort of if I eat breakfast later, then lunch is a bit later, dinner's a bit later, etc, etc. So that was actually well than enough food for me. I wasn't hungry, but again, for me, that's who I am. So I don't need a lot to run on. I should eat a lot more, I know that, but you're busy mum. busy. Thank you so much for watching today. I do really appreciate your time. I'd love it if you would give this video a thumbs up to say that you enjoyed watching it, and feel free to leave me a comment below. Let me know where you're watching from. How are the supermarket shelves where you guys are? I know it's still really crazy. It's not too bad here in Adelaide, but still there are a few holes. Even doing the challenge that I had, I did go in with a little bit of an idea of a few things I wanted, and there was a few things not on the shelf which surprised me. But yeah, it is what it is, and I think we did a pretty good job overall. I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for any more future videos we have. Coles is coming up next, so I look forward to bringing that to you. Thanks so much again, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!